Samuel. Samuel's mother, Hannah, prayed and made a vow to God. Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give me a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will ever be used on his head. While Hannah was praying a long time, Eli the priest observed her mouth. She was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. Eli thought she was drunk and said to her,
"How long are you going to stay drunk? Put away your wine."
"Not so, my lord," Hannah replied. "I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief."
Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him.
Eli said. Afterwards, Hannah became pregnant and gave birth to a son, naming him Samuel, saying, "Because I asked the Lord for him." She told her husband, "As soon as the boy is weaned, I will take him to appear before the Lord and stay there forever." Her husband replied,
Do what seems best to you. Stay here until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord make good his word.
So Hannah stayed and nursed her son until she had weaned him. When the boy was weaned, she took him with her to the house of the Lord in Shiloh. Young Samuel ministered to the Lord under Eli the priest. In those days the word of the Lord was rare, and there were not many visions. One night Eli, whose eyes were becoming so weak that he could barely see, was lying down in his usual place. Samuel was lying down in the house of the Lord where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel. Samuel answered, "Here I am." And he ran to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." But Eli said,
I did not call you. Go back and lie down.
So he went and lay down. Again the Lord called,
Samuel.
And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." Eli said,
I did not call you. Go back and lie down.
Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord. The word of the Lord has not yet been revealed to him. The Lord called Samuel a third time, and Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." Then Eli realized that the Lord was calling the boy. So Eli told Samuel,
Go and lie down, and if he calls you, say, Speak, Lord, your servant is listening.
So Samuel went and lay down in his place. The Lord came and stood there, calling us at the other time,
Samuel, Samuel.
Then Samuel said, "Speak, for your servant is listening." The Lord said to Samuel,
Behold, I am about to do something that will make the ears of all the people of Israel tingle. I have warned Eli about his household, and I will fulfill all that I have spoken concerning it. I told Eli that I would judge his family forever because of the evil his sons were committing, even though he failed to restrain them. Therefore, I declare to him that the sin of Eli's house will never be atoned for by sacrifice or offering.
Samuel lay down until morning, then opened the doors of the house of the Lord. He was afraid to tell Eli the vision. But Eli called him and said,
Samuel, my son.
Samuel answered, "Here I am."
"What was it he said to you?"
Eli asked.
"Do not hide it from me. May God deal with you, be it ever so severely, if you hide from me anything he told you."
So Samuel told him everything, hiding nothing from him. Then Eli said,
"Here is the Lord. Let him do what is good in his eyes."
As Samuel grew up, the Lord was with him, and everything Samuel said proved to be reliable. And all Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, recognized Samuel as a prophet of the Lord. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Samuel continued to grow both in stature and in favor with the Lord and with people. The Lord continued to appear at Shiloh, and there he revealed himself to Samuel through his word. 1 Samuel chapter 3 verse 21.